Well, hi guys, welcome to the Budapest Speed Shop. Today we're going to load up this little Trabant, which is an East German car, on my trailer, and we're going to head over to Washington D.C. where the United States one and only Trabant meet going to be held in a couple of days. This car is not mine. This car is a friend of mine who is from Germany, and they decided that they would like to drive two Trabis on Route 66. So they're going to take this one, which I picked up in Houston, and store it for him over here. And then they're going to take my Trabant as the other car, and they're going to go with two different cars to Los Angeles from Chicago. So they're coming back in March, I believe, and then they're going to start their journey. But I told the owner, Matthias, that, hey, why don't you come over to the US just for the weekend, and let's go to the one and only Trabant meet in Washington, D.C. in front of the Spy Museum. And then he said, okay, so he bought a ticket, and now he's coming in a couple days. So now our job today is going to be to get this thing out of here, and well, we got to put a rear seat in it. So these guys decided that that car is not exactly a reliable means of transportation, so they filled up a container worth of parts. There are engines and transmissions and who knows what in it. I didn't even open it. But they intend to put these parts in the Trabis while they are on the tour. So in order to accommodate that, they installed a box in lieu of the back seat, and that's where it resides. So that's where they're gonna put all their engines and other parts. Crazy, isn't it? This is what it looks like. That's where they intend to keep all the parts, what they're gonna take with them. So this is such a nice way. They made such a good job. I really don't want to disturb it. I don't think I want to take it out and put a seat in there. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. They can actually show it off at the car show, and people can ask, what the heck is that? And then I'm just gonna put it on the trailer. You can see this side of the car as well. Plenty of stickers. They're predicting Route 66, and then from LA it's gonna go back. Now they have Galveston because that's where the car arrived. They have Cincinnati because that's about 2 hours from here. I don't know why they didn't write where I actually lived. That's okay. And then now it's gonna go to Washington D.C. up there somewhere. So yeah, that should be on it too. But I guess at that point of time when they made this, they didn't think of Washington D.C. yet. So if you see these names, those are different on this side than on the other side, because this is all four of them who are actually gonna go with it. And I think Patrick is the one who's gonna take my Trabant. All right, so let's look inside the engine compartment. You can see the Duraplast material here. It's like a cotton fiber mixed with resin. That's the outer body panels made out of this. And then here's the tank. The tank actually been enlarged, so they cut it. They cut it in two places. Looks like they cut it here, and they added a little piece to it to make it a lot larger tank. Originally, it did not have a fuel gauge, but I guess they installed one. This was the fuel gauge right there, but there's a problem. Yeah, the problem is not that they put a can over the coils. The problem is this ground connector. So this part here is supposed to be cadmium treated and not supposed to have paint on it. This is the ignition box for the electronic ignition. It's a very serious rarity. Only the late models had it. And here's the ground wire for the box. Now, if the ground is not totally nice or true, this box will most likely go bad, and you're gonna lose one or two cylinders in the process. So this is supposed to be cadmium treated and supposed to have a really good ground, and the coil is supposed to be clean, and there's an additional grounding place at the other side of the coil where the body is supposed to be clean as well, and then it should have a lot of ground based on that. But looking at this, I don't know. I'll address it to them. Here's this big chimney that's supposed to be the heater Apparat in German, and I think that clamp's supposed to be on this side, and it's not supposed to have clamp on that side, so the whole thing can actually move that way. So maybe the customs people did that to check if there's anything hiding in that pipe or not. But well, let's put the battery cable back on and then see if it starts. Of course, I need 2 wrenches to do this. Well, they made pretty interesting pictorials to, you can see the arrow there. Here's the first gear down. And yeah, that's how the first gear is. And then here's the fuel selector. I just turned it on. And then you also have the choke. The choke shows you how to choke it. So let's see if it starts. Hey, it runs very nicely. It started right up. So let's put it on the trailer. The Trabant is on the trailer. Let's tie it down and we'll leave in the morning. Well, good morning everyone. We just left around 6 o'clock from Kentucky, and the Trabant is following us. So we're gonna meet with our friends in Washington D.C. at the airport. They're just getting on the airplane in Germany, and they're gonna take the Lufthansa. And once they get in at the Dallas airport, we're gonna pick them up. They're bringing their valid German license plates. They were able to secure some sort of super expensive insurance, so they can legally drive this car with the German plates here. So that's the plan. And then, well, we got another 8 hours to go, so hopefully we're gonna get there on time. And the towing vehicle is a almost vintage 25-year-old F-150 with the smaller V8 engine, but it's actually doing well. I used to drive it across country for a lot. I used to move from Texas to Boulder City, and from Boulder City to Kentucky, and I was driving this car for very long distances, and hopefully it will give us no trouble today. Well, we are in the middle of West Virginia, and I had 2 options on the GPS: a shorter in time or shorter in distance, and I choose the shorter in distance. And here we are on a small road. I'm not totally exactly sure where we are, but eventually we'll get to the airport.
Blue moon, blue moon, blue moon, I'll keep it shining bright. Blue moon, keep on shining bright. You gotta bring it back to my baby tonight. Blue moon, I'll keep it shining bright. Oh, I said blue moon on Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gonna left me blue. I said blue moon on Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Well, it was on a moonlit night, stars shining bright. Whisper on high, love said goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky to keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Well, it was on a moonlit night, stars shining bright. Whisper on high, love said goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky to keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. I said shine on the one that's gone and left me blue.
Well, it was definitely a lot longer than this, what you see in here, but we made it to the Washington Dulles airport. So let's go pick up our friends here. I just love this airport building. Looks like it came out of the 1960s. I can imagine all the good old DeSotos and Ford Fairlanes coming up to drop off or pick up passengers. Ladies in the long gloves and hats and very nice round suitcases getting ready for a flight. But my friends are here from Germany, so let's meet with them. Let's pick them up. Okay, here is Andreas. Hi.
Andreas. Hello, Andreas.
And here's the other,
Matthias.
Okay, so my friend just arrived from Germany, and then we're going to take the Trabi off so they can drive it in the US now. He's got the license plates.
Passt.
Okay, perfect. Hey, welcome to America with your Trabant. Stop. There's a car behind you. Oops. Okay, let's see if it starts. I was suggesting my friends, since they have a valid German plate and insurance on the car, why not just drive this thing? They're only here for a day anyway. So they're coming behind me. I'm trying not to go faster than 80 kilometers per hour. So it's just about 50, 55. And they're keeping up pretty well. I filled up their tank, their oversized tank, with mixed fuel. So we are heading to the hotel right now. We got here to the hotel, and then there are other Trabi enthusiasts as well. It's a beautiful morning, so everybody's congregating here in the hotel parking lot. Well, not everybody, just those people who actually live a little bit further from here. This is the only hotel in the area that allows trailer parking, so we usually just stay here. We got a Romanian section here, one of the diesel Aro and the Dacia Coupe. It's like incredibly rare thing. Not in the US. In the US, that's the only one most likely, but everyone else is starting their engines, and then off we go. Very good. You gotta push the choke back in. I don't think you get it.
Smoke.
Ooh, his muffler is coming off. What's your name?
Eddie.
Eddie. Where are you from?
Romania. What do you mean? What kind of question is that?
In a Dacia.
Yeah.
Which city?
Brasov.
Brasov.
I said it with a Hungarian accent. Brasov.
There you go. gonna fix the first item on the car. I think this old Ford Econoline should just won the best tow vehicle of the show. This is an incredible sight. I just having a hard time believing what I'm seeing. So yeah, any European police officer would probably jail him on the spot for this. It's the coolest tow bar installation ever. There
Yeah,
are
two extensions.
Two grill screws there, and then
Yeah, it's not the greatest. What I normally do is come right off the shock tower, right? What? The van's too low. So I have a Jeep, and the hitch is much higher. But this, I even bought a higher. I bought that yesterday, thinking it'd be enough, and it's not. So I'm here.
That's pretty familiar.
so here's my German friend, and I asked him to, in his own language, tell us what's going on.
Ich bin Matthias, ich komme aus Deutschland und ich freue mich, dass ich mit meinem Trabi heute hier in Washington an dem Treffen teilnehmen darf. Und Peter hat mir diesen Trabi extra von Paris, wo er wohnt, heute hierher gefahren oder beziehungsweise gestern und mich am Flughafen abgeholt. Und in Deutschland habe ich noch mehrere Trabis. Ich vermiete auch Trabis. Und ja, mal sehen, was der Tag heute so bringt. Und ich möchte noch meine Freunde aus Ungarn grüßen. Bela, Vida, Bela Kütreiber, Baranay Gabor und alle, die mich sonst noch kennen. Viele Grüße.
Aber Gabor Musan.
Gabor Mutschan, ja.
So for 20 euros, you can request a license plate. This is a totally valid German license plate, and he just got insurance from a provider in the US for this weekend. And then for the tour, that's going to be another expense for him. And then here's the website, his website in Germany. He rents Trabis out, so if you ever go to Germany, you might want to consider renting a Trabi from him. He also has a convertible Trabant there, which was a chopped-down version, and a Trump and other Trabis. Okay, here is another car. It's a Russian car. So it's basically built after a Fiat license. And it's called Zhiguli or Lada. The West German police has shown up and looking for some delinquent Trabants, I guess. Another West German vehicle, a BMW. And his lunchtime. Thank you so much for the museum for doing that. To me, this car is the most interesting vehicle here because it's an old version. It's a very early example and it's very original. Unfortunately, paint is not all there anymore, but everything else is just crazy. I mean, the interior is a very early version with all the seats, the seat covers, the dash, everything. I just love it. The hubcaps are off of a Wartburg, and but it still has the old original signal lights and the original mask. I think very soon you're going to be able to buy these remanufacture these masks. But I really like this car. Would you activate that device for me, please? Awesome, thank you. Now that we're done with lunch, I'm gonna run through the cars. First one is a Romanian car. It's a very interesting example because most of these cars were four-door sedans. This one is a coupe. They actually hand-built it out of the four-door versions. And they only made like 5,200 of these. It's very strange to see one in the US. And there is a Romanian Aro. This is Romania made diesel-powered 4x4. I've seen them in Hungary. They usually smoked and barely ran, but they always actually were on the road. They're really good at off-roading. Very strange to see one here. The next one is a Trabant Trump. It's the Stasi used it, the military used it, and it was the convertible version of the Trabi. It's got all kind of additions to it, like that radio and other stuff. You can see the inside. The steering wheel is a little bit newer version. They didn't really had these steering wheels. That's a four-stroke Trabant version. Later on, they put four-stroke engines in these, made by Volkswagen. And then got a couple extra radios and other stuff in it. But the dash is actually the old dash, very nicely. And then there are these Barkas mirrors on the front. This next car, for some reason, has a West German license plate. I'm not really sure why, but it's an East German car. It's very green. It's obviously somebody repainted it. It did not come with a green color. I like that the roof is white. This gives a little bit of difference to it. You got some seat covers put on, and then here's again the later model steering wheel in it. And it's a sedan from New York. Then we got the everything available is on this car. It's got a Trabi license plate from Massachusetts, the DDR sign, the East German flag up there with the phare, and then got a roof rack. It's a roof rack but made for a sedan, not a station wagon. I've seen roof racks what was actually longer. It was available. This is a very nice, I guess it's a modern roof rack what you can buy. I think Trabant sells these things, but this is for a sedan, not for a station wagon, because the station wagon one was a little bit longer. Inside again, we can see these seats with a headrest. That's a late model addition to it. And then we got the hood open. Next one has a Warsaw plate on it, because the owner used to, his family used to have one of these in Warsaw. I guess Lufthansa is missing the headrest covers from one of their airplanes, and I don't know what car these seats are from, but these are not Trabant seats. There are some collection pieces down here. There's a Rice Pass, Deutsche Demokratische Republik, and other things. I'm not sure how much you can see it from the reflection. There we go inside. This is not the earliest Trabant. That was actually a P70. This one is already a 600, or a Trabant 600, not a 601. And this is definitely a rarity in the U.S. and other places too, because they rot very much so under the Duraplast. They tend to rot a lot. I really like the old dashboard in it, the white dash. It's really interesting to me. Very exciting to see one. Then here's the car what we were driving, or we brought actually. Talked about it earlier. And here's the only red Trabant here. I don't think the red was an available color in Trabants. but it has the 6-volt battery in it, and the way you can tell it's a 6-volt Trabant is that the light's actually a little bit round, not totally flat. If it's a little bit round, then that's a 12-volt, sorry, that's a 6-volt setup, just like this one. And reupholster the inside. I'm not sure I like it too much, but you can't really buy the upholstery anymore, so I can totally understand. And here comes the race car. This is the car what left, all 4 wheels left the ground while he was taking people around. Crazy. This next one has a chrome bumper with a West German license. I don't know why. It has a West German license from Mainz. And then the interior looks very nice. It's actually a really old Trabant, an early version. Those seat belt stuff in the middle, they're not original to the car, I'm pretty sure. The dash was changed to a more modern version, but it has the really original round speedometer, which would go with a white dash, the older version of dash. The absolute must for a Trabi is the toolbox. Here's the owner. Next car, little Fry, with actually a trailer hitch. Is very ambitious, but the real reason for the trailer hitch is if somebody parks behind you, then they will not hit your car, but they will hit the trailer hitch. That's the idea. You don't really want to tow much with a Trabi, although I've seen Trabis with trailers behind them. I really like that radio in it, that steering wheel, the middle part of the steering wheel is cool. And yeah, I think I like this upholstery. I think it's a modern upholstery what they put in. Looks very well, very good. Wow, here's the new and improved rear view mirror with zip ties. Here's Mr. Owner. Hi. All right, so here's the Trabi's inside. The chimney is missing, and yeah, there's a couple of things missing from it, but I guess it's still running. It's actually came here. Now here's this very interesting car. It's a really old example. I really like it. It could be actually correct, but just a couple of little things what missing. Here are the original hubcaps. I think you can buy these new now. And you can see the old signal lights. These are original to the car, and the old front grille. It's actually a real old Trabant. It came right after the P600, the round one what we seen earlier. The seats are still original in it, and so is the dash. That's pretty cool. You see there's no air vent in the back. At that point of time, you still didn't have that. You can see the original push button on it, and a nice old license plate. Another contender from Maryland. You can see the vent on the back, which this car doesn't have. So the newer cars had these ones. And this one has that's a very worn steering wheel. Can be dangerous because when you drive something like this, the little spikes could fall off the backlight and then can go under your skin pretty badly. The Chinese make the steering wheel now, so you can buy a brand new one. Yeah, and then well, apparently he won in the last year or sometime. The DDR says East Germany. That should be in the back of the car, and it has some original license plate on it as well. Here's a blue car from also from Maryland. I'm guessing the owner realized you need a key to turn the wheel. The inside looks very interesting. I haven't seen these seats before because I grew up in Hungary, and I think these ones are from Germany, which they didn't make it into the export models. It also has these bumper guards on the front, and not all of them have it. This is how you steal fuel from a Trabant. You use a flat screwdriver to open the hood, and then you put that sucking device in, and then you can take all the fuel you want. I guess he's fueling his car. Well, the next one is a little bit faded, but looks very authentic. With one missing windshield wiper, the roof rack, that's totally original style. And then some aftermarket seat covers. These seat covers are very much similar to them what it had in it. I think Trabant Welt sells these seat covers, so if you have a Trabi and you need seat covers, probably you can find them there. And I really like this sign here. It says cotton fiber. And there's some pictures on the back. And of course you need to have some gloves to use it. with a Trabant. This next car is a Russian car. It's a Zhiguli. It's basically derived from a Fiat. Originally, it was a Fiat 1500, what was the base of this car, and then the Russians got a hang of it. First they had the 1200, and then after that they had the 1500. And this one basically works very similar than a Fiat before. You can see that the air filter housing is just like a Fiat. My friend had one of these, and then actually his dad had one of these, and then in Hungary, and then we drove it in third gear at 140 kilometers per hour. It was a lot of fun. The next one, whoa, what happened to those lights? It's a Polski Fiat, the Fiat 126. And this one is a rear engine air-cooled 4-stroke 2-cylinder automobile. I had to put that together for a little bit. So the engine is on the back. You can open the hood. It's coming backwards. And you can see it's a 126P. That means it's a Polski Fiat. Made in Poland, obviously. The way you started, the older ones, actually the way you started them is between the two seats there was a little arm, but you had to pull. One was the choke, the other one was the starter, and when you pulled it, it's actually pulled a lever all the way to the back, and then it made some noise to say hoo-choo-choo, and then nothing happens, and then it made another noise, hoo-choo-choo, 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 and then finally, hopefully, maybe it came into life. But that was abundant in Hungary and in Poland. It originally came from a Fiat. The Fiat version is just like that, looks exactly like that. And at the end of the line, here's a transport vehicle. This one brought one of the Trabis and was towing it behind it. But I always admire this thing. It looks like it was painted with a brush, but it's pretty cool. It's a club wagon, and it works. Very nice. And it's here every year. This is a very authentic, usual sight in East Europe where you can see somebody with the wheel moved out working on the ignition timing. Usually that's what happens down there. The ignition timer is it basically has 2 points and it's down there on the right side, and you probably have to move the car. But actually this one has a electronic ignition, so you gotta be very careful how do you set it. So there's not much of an adjustment what needs to be done on electronic ignition.
Geschenk for Ambassador, Black Crystal.
Very nice. This is the East German collection of Steven Fogelman. There's his sign, and there's all kind of stuff what he collected from there. When I was there, when I was 13 years old, I could have bought a lot of toys using this 500 mark. There's an Unimog with a gun on the top, and the owner very happily talking to everyone. Very interesting under the rear axle that it actually has some gear drive to raise the rear axle, and it would be a little bit taller for obstacles. You can see you can sit up here for the troops, and here's the owner. He's very happily instructing all the kids to go and collect leaves from the back and then use the gun. An Aston Martin in 007 style. Look at those license plates. The machine guns are hiding under the signal lights, and the overrider just came out, so they can do something with the car in front of it. Awesome. And this is the lobby of the Spy Museum. There are a lot to see upstairs, and a very interesting exhibition. It's an interactive exhibition. I highly recommend it if you ever come to the Washington D.C. area. And you can see the machine guns hiding under the position lights or signal lights. Freaking awesome. What a contrast from the Aston Martin. That chubby. And we reached award ceremony, and here's Amanda. She's the one who organizes that for us. Thank you so much.
Beloved people. So, since Kyle is still God knows where, We're going to start with Eddie. Eddie. Do we have an Eddie? No, I can't. All right, Eddie, turn around. Is Eddie here with a Trabant? No. But do we love him anyway? No. Yes. Thank you. Called me at 6:30 this morning. Okay, Mike Annan. All right, thank you. Thank you. All right. Oh my God, not that. No. Not the piece of paper award. And that is Matthias. Matthias.
Furthest driven.
Thank you for coming. And that's the right shirt, not the Dacia. No. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. This is the Hard Luck Award. And we had 2 contenders. You'll be happy to know that one of them's driving around in a Trabant with bad brakes. But he decided to decline the award, and instead we're giving it to the Trabant that's having trouble with the ignition, and that is our friend Mitch. Yay, Mitch! Thank you for coming. Thank you for flying in. Thank you so much. I love those. Are they beautiful? They've gotten that horse's ass. And let me give you this beautiful coin. That is. Speech. Do you have a speech? No, I don't. Okay, well, that's my kind of speech. We're being called Judge's Choice. And I'm like, am I the judge? And if I'm Judge's Choice, then everyone gets first place. And then he said, why don't you give it to the 4th place person, because they don't have one of those. And this worked out great because it's our beloved Michael Cruz and his wind-up new smoke. Yay! You coming out here? Or I can come down. Yay! Hi, Mike.
He got the sex trophy, saying that's the newest Trabant. Looks like a baby on it.
Didn't I tell you to come downstairs, Bill? It's Bill! Yay! Don't forget the medallion!
With that, the Trabant meet is concluded. So we had to make a decision with my son to get a cab and actually just go up to the restaurant or take a walk. Since we are right next to the mall here, we decided just to look at the sights and look at the Washington Monument, the White House, and other things, and just take a good walk. So it was going so well. We actually walked all the way to the White House, and then from there we actually walked all the way to the restaurant. It was a nice walk, only took 2 hours. Now, you can't really get close to the White House, and if you're standing where we are standing, there is a very interesting thing here. The 0 mile marker, which was established a very long time ago, and every distance measured in the United States is measured from here. I never knew it was here. Look at the sign down here. It was really in the Model T era when this thing was established. It's pretty cool. There is one in Budapest as well, right next to the Danube River and the Chain Bridge.
Washington Monument mögötte.
You are looking at the Eisenhower Executive Building. It's very interesting. It's very similar to a European-style building. So it's really nice. It's just like you would walk in any other large European city. To basically go after Rome, the local city ordinance prohibits builders from building really tall buildings. So most of the buildings are basically the size what you see in downtown Paris or any other place in Europe. It's not only a nice place to walk, but look at this. I never seen a 3-story bookshop. That's very interesting to me. I didn't know people even read books anymore. I'm guessing this place called Georgetown. And there are many interesting places like this, Crumbs and Whiskers, where you can pet cats and you can play with cats. We passed by a lot of high-end shops and a lot of interesting older buildings. This walking stuff is a little bit new to us because we live out in the country and we only walking down the to the barn and back, and not really walking in fancy places like this. We felt like we were keep going up and up, but finally reached the destination. Now we got more and more shrubbies up front. There's a nice BMW bike as well. Now that they push together, there are more shrubbies can fit. But let's go into the restaurant. It looks like a nice German restaurant. We've been here before. The food was really good. And now they put some tables together for us. So I really enjoy this place. Let's see what's on the menu. Sooner or later, the other guy is going to come too. So they actually made this part of the restaurant available for us. And these are the other guys. They are the German friends at the end. So everybody's here. There's a huge beer over there, ready to order. We're able to reserve a few spots in front of the restaurant. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shrubbies we're able to park here. Well, dinner is almost over, then we're heading back to the hotel. Now it's suddenly Sunday morning, so it's time to go home. My German friends asked me to take them out to the airport. I wanted to show them the Udvarházi Center Annex, which is next to the airport. Unfortunately, due to the government shutdown, the airplane museum annex is closed as well. So we put everything up, and then all 4 of us gonna pile into that truck and head to the airport. The airport was about an hour away from our hotel, but it looks great. It's totally 1960s. I can imagine those DeSotos and Ford Fairlanes pulling up to the front of the terminal. Now my friend's gonna have to stay here all day because it's still morning time and their flight leaves at the evening, but they're super excited to be able to spend a really nice day together like yesterday. So we're just gonna drop them off, and then we're gonna start head towards Kentucky. Now we're on the way home and decided to stop at Cooter's garage. If you remember that show Dukes of Hazzard, that was the mechanic guy Cooter. He has an establishment here, but we're gonna visit and have lunch there. Yeehaw! Here is the place. It's not the Boar's Nest, but it's Cooter's garage. I always like to come here. I love this place. Parked the Trubby and the trailer, and now we're gonna look around a little bit. There is an outdoor place and then the inside of the building. The outdoor you can see is tow truck and a General Lee. This one is actually made out of a Ford LTD or a Crown Victoria. It's a lot easier to find a Crown Vic than an original Dodge. So if you look inside, you can see the Ford dash and all the other panels are available new. So basically, you don't have to destroy an original car if you want to jump something or just, please, no sliding over the hood. Awesome. And then here's the sheriff's car. And here is Daisy's CJ7 Jeep. Very nice one. And then here's the reason for the season. That's why we came here. Very nicely done, General Lee. It's pristine. In the movie cars weren't this nice. They were just sprayed it real quick and then they broke it the next day. I really like this diagnostic instrument. General Lee again. And I think this one is an All-State Chrysler. I'm not sure what this one is doing here, but it's here. There are some movie relics. And then Boss Hogg's Cadillac. This car is so big I cannot even record it at once. And here's some very interesting blower-powered Hemi engine. Looks like, I don't really know what that's about, but looks pretty cool. This Continuing on our journey, Charleston is still 143 miles, and after that, it's still not Kentucky. Still got a long ways to go and a short time to get there, but it's a really nice area, actually. My son William is driving, pulling the trailer. He learned to drive on all our manual shifting cars, from the Austin Hilly through the Trabant, and he drove my Fiat Spider, the Volkswagen Beetle, and he actually went to his driver's test in the Trubby. And then the sheriff got in, and then he was questioning, is it legal to drive? And then, yeah, really said that it has Kentucky plates, so why not? So he actually did his driver's test in a Trabant, so he's very excited over that. Seeing these pretty cool bridges, it also means that we almost at Charleston, West Virginia. I like to go through these bridges with my convertible cars and look up and see as these structures are passing. I think it looks pretty cool, especially they painted both sides in a different color. After Charleston, we almost in Kentucky, and then we almost home. It was a long day worth of drive. As we were getting into Kentucky, it started to snow. And then at first it was raining, and then it became snow. Then I had to go to work. So I asked my son just to drive this thing into the courtyard here and then leave it there. So it's sitting there for the last 2 days, sitting here for the last 2 days. So now I finally can get to it. I'm gonna wait until the snow gonna melt off of it. Then I'm gonna put it in the garage and remove all my stuff from the truck. Here's Tesla. So thanks for watching, and see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.